The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we're going to get started in 1 minute. I see that many of you are asking if this session will be conducted in English or in French, and I am confirming it will be conducted in English, and we look forward to talking to you in just a minute, so bear with us. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we're going to get started in 1 minute. So thank you very much for your patience, and we look forward to getting started. Thank you. Okay, I think we're about ready to get started. So, Gigi, are you hearing me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So thank you very much. All right, let's go ahead and kick off. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us today for this amazing Salesforce Developers webinar. We're really excited to have you along with us. My name is Christy Fedora, and I'm the Director of Developer Marketing for Europe, Middle East, and Africa here at Salesforce, and it's my pleasure to be your host for today's event. We at Salesforce Developer Relations are so excited to partner with the Tableau platform team to bring you a fantastic introduction to this amazing and powerful platform. During today's session, our speakers are going to show you what the Tableau developer community has built on their platform to extend and fine-tune Tableau for their organizations. And I'm also super excited that the team is going to be conducting a Q&A at the end of today's event. So if you have any questions and you want them to answer that, please pop those questions into the questions panel that you see here in your GoToWebinar control panel. So you can just expand the questions area by pressing the down arrow next to it and type your question in. And we'll be monitoring that and then feeding those questions to the team after the end of the prepared presentation. We're going to record today's session and it will be posted on the Salesforce Developers YouTube channel in the next few days, so you can be on the lookout for that. My cat says hello. I hope you're all enjoying listening to him. Gigi, can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So this is just a quick reminder. This is something we do at Salesforce. We always give our forward-looking statements. And this statement is just to say to you to please only make your purchasing decisions based on products and services that are currently available. No speculation purchase, thank you. So Gigi, thank you. You could go to the next slide. All right, so this is our amazing lineup today. Look at this great group of people. I'm really excited to call all of them my new friends, and they are the most positive, fun group of people you can possibly imagine. So this is going to be a great session today. So first I have Ben Lauer. He's the director of the platform team, the developer platform team, and he is joined by the developer evangelism team, which includes Keisha, Gigi, and Tucker. So welcome to all four of you. Thank you so much for being with us today. And Gigi, if you could just go to the next slide. I have one more slide, and that is our slide of all of our social handles. And that includes for both Tableau and our Salesforce developers handles. And we really want you to stay in touch with us, to ask us questions, to find out what we're doing. We'll make announcements through these channels. And you can find out about great events just like the one that you're attending right now. So we do really want you to engage with us. Thank you for joining the conversation. So Gigi, you want to go to the next slide? Because I just want to say finally, again, if you have any of those questions, we'd love to have them. Please do put them into the questions panel, and that way they will be definitely asked. Also, we have places that you can go to get more questions answered. So you can visit our developer forums, developer.salesforce.com/forums. So that's a really great little introduction from me, and I hope that you're all excited to get started like I am, and I'm going to hand it over to Gigi. Go for it.
Actually, I think I'm going to jump in first here. Christy, this is Ben. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes, we can, Ben. Thank you so much.
Yeah, perfect. So good afternoon to those of you in Europe. Good morning to those of you in the United States and North America, South America who are joining us. First of all, before I jump in and introduce myself and the team, I'd love to see some of you use the chat window there and just drop me a quick note and let me know where you're calling in from. I'd love to get some visibility into the global audience that we have attending today. So if you would, just go over to the chat window, type in, I'm not looking for your latitude, longitude, precise location, but just let me know the country or the region or city or whatever. I'm just curious to see where folks are calling in from. So my name is Ben Lauer, and I lead Tableau's developer platform team. So I appreciate Christy kicking us off there. And our team that you're going to hear from today, we are focused on enabling our customers and our partners to do amazing things with Tableau's platform. Tableau is the hands down leader in the industry when it comes to visual analytics and business intelligence. We have a growing platform of APIs and developer tools that enable you to extend and integrate Tableau in all types of ways. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So the agenda that we're going to cover off here, I'm going to hand it off in just a moment to Tucker, but we're going to give you a high-level overview of what Tableau is and who we are as a team. We're going to talk about just broadly high-level what are our developer tools, and we're going to talk about what Tableau developers, aka data devs, so we use the hashtag data dev a ton on social media. So we're going to give you some insights into what do data devs build. Gigi's going to do a demo of something she's been working really hard on that's going to be really exciting for all of our Salesforce developers out there. And then, as Christy said, we'll have a full round of Q&A towards the end. But you're going to hear from the whole team throughout the presentation today. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Tucker. Thank you so much.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Glad that so many people around the world are joining us here today. That's a great shot of the whole developer team here at Tableau. You can definitely see the passion and joy from everybody. Ben's there in front wearing the cool shades, so just a great shot of him. Next slide, please, Gigi. Probably one more slide then too. Sweet. So Tableau, very much like Salesforce, has always really been focused on one thing, and that's people. We believe that people are a company's greatest asset, an organization's greatest asset, and if you can get data into the hands of people who know your business, that's when the magic happens. So when you can enable their creativity and when their curiosity gets awakened and they can use facts to support their intuitions, that's really just the fuel behind the inception of Tableau as a product and as a platform, and it's what continues to drive us today. So again, very much like Salesforce, kind of in that same vein, we are just 100% focused on helping people see and understand their data. Next slide, please. So what is Tableau? Like Ben mentioned, it's the industry-leading analytics platform that is obviously now a part of Salesforce. So, in line with our mission to help people see and understand their data and to help organizations become more data-driven, we have a number of products that support this. So starting off, we have Tableau Desktop, which is our flagship product. It enables anyone to seamlessly explore their data, find new insights, and build compelling interactive dashboards. And frankly, they're pretty beautiful. Those dashboards then head to Tableau Online, which is the second pillar of our platform, a home to share, discover, and govern everything data related, and it's hosted for you right up on the cloud. We have a second flavor of the same product called Tableau Server, which can be self-hosted anywhere. Last but not least, there's Tableau Prep, and that's there to help clean, shape, and integrate complex data so that it's ready to head straight to the spotlight. And again, I just want to mention that our platform is really just centered around people. So we want to make analytics easy for people, like as easy as querying a live database through only dragging and dropping, that kind of easy. Or maybe by just typing a question in plain old English and seeing an interactive visualization come to life. That's a feature that we call Ask Data, and it's built right into the platform. We also want to make analytics smarter for people, and that comes through things like integrating machine learning models into the heart of our product. So that could be making smart recommendations about data sources that you might be interested in, or dashboards that you might want to check out. Or it could mean having machine learning models that are available a click away to help better understand your data. That's a feature that we call Explain Data. We also want to make analytics trusted and secured, and we do that through our data catalog and expansive governance capabilities. But there's a lot we also want to do for our developers, our data devs, as we so fondly call them. And we want to enable them to do way, way more with Tableau. And that's why we're all here to learn about that. So to tell you some more and to kick it off, I'm going to pass it over to Keisha, who's going to intro our platform. So thanks, everybody.
Great. Thanks, Tucker. So you guys have just heard about our overall Tableau products, and I'm sure you may have seen some awesome dashboards, but I also want to go over our developer platform, what we're here today to talk about. This is the platform that helps and supports and enables developers like you to actually integrate Tableau with other platforms or other processes in your business. So here we've broken it down by different use cases. I'm just going to go through each one to give you an idea of what's available with the Tableau Developer Platform. So starting in that top left corner, we're taking a look at automation and integration. So we have a lot of APIs and developer tools that allow you to automate tedious or repetitive tasks that also help you to manage the content on Tableau, whether that be Tableau Server or Tableau Online, as well as create custom workflows so that you can integrate Tableau seamlessly into your business processes. So here we see we've got our REST API. That's what's being used for Tableau Server. You can manage content. Think about creating new users or querying data sources or getting information about the server itself. We also have a metadata API, which uses GraphQL to learn more about the resources and workbooks and views and dashboards on Tableau Server or Tableau Online, which is hosted by us. We also have webhooks. It's one of our latest features. It allows you to actually be notified when things happen on server instead of having to go and check yourself. This means that you can integrate Tableau Server notifications directly into your work processes and performance flows. So for example, let's say you want to kick off an ETL process when a data refresh has actually finished. You can do that by combining these different tools together. Next up to the right, we've got extensibility. Specifically here, we're talking about our extensions API. So if you think about a Tableau dashboard, you might be looking at different bars and line charts, etc. Extensions allow you to bring in web applications and plug them right directly into your dashboard. So this adds some awesome new capabilities to your dashboards. And that can be anything from simple custom configurations, custom UI, or it could be taking advantage of things like natural language generation. We've got a couple extensions in our extension gallery where you can find some amazing, highly curated extensions that will allow you to generate text, like nice full language text based off of your dashboard data. Or perhaps you want to do some custom viz types, you can have that extension plugged right into your dashboard and add that additional functionality. It's pretty great. I love them personally. Next up to the right, we've got our advanced analytics, specifically looking at our analytics extension. This one works both with our data prep tool as well as with live data as you're working in a dashboard. So this one allows you to integrate with advanced models like R, Python, or MATLAB, and we have those built out directly. And from there, you can do a plethora of things that maybe you would want to do a bit more advanced analysis with R or Python, but it also allows you to connect to external services as well. So for example, if you're working with our analytics extension in our desktop product, and that's where you're building or exploring data, you can actually get live data from a RESTful endpoint. So let's say you wanted to look at live currency exchange data. You can use this API to get up-to-date data directly into your dashboard, along with awesome data crunching capabilities from Python or R or MATLAB. Going to that bottom left corner with embedding, I first talked about bringing web applications into Tableau with extensibility. Well, this is the exact opposite. So now we're talking about bringing Tableau and the insights you gain from Tableau and actually embedding that pretty much anywhere, really. This could be embedded into an internal portal. Let's say you're working on like a SharePoint portal or something internally. This could be done externally to your customers, your clients, or some other deployment externally, which we have a lot of use cases for. You can also bring this into, let's say, a custom mobile app as well. And I think probably most exciting to the folks on the call today is bringing it directly into Salesforce. This is what we do as a company. Our sales folks have Tableau embedded directly side by side with their Salesforce dashboards. And Gigi will talk about that a little bit more later on. So specifically here, we're looking at our JavaScript and REST APIs for embedding. This allows you to customize the look and feel of how Tableau is integrating in your application, as well as tie into some of the resources from Tableau Server to make it a seamless integration. Last up, bottom right, is data connectivity. As awesome as Tableau is at analyzing data, letting you dig in and slice and dice how you want to, if you can't get the data into Tableau, you're kind of just stuck. So we've got a bunch of different APIs and tools that allow you to connect to data to bring that data into Tableau. We already have over 80 native connections, but let's say it's something new, the latest and greatest database or something new technology, or perhaps you've got a homegrown kind of system as well, or maybe you're looking to connect to some data in a web application, for example. We've got a bunch of different APIs. The Hyper API in particular allows you to bring that data into a super fast, hyperfast, if you will, extract of data that you can manipulate, update, and it's super easy and seamless to bring that into Tableau. And our even newer connector SDK allows you to create and customize connections that show up just like native Tableau connections. So a developer could create a connector plugin, pass it on to your customers, and they could have that seamless integration right into Tableau to connect to new data sources. So hopefully you've gotten a taste of our overall developer platform that supports, not just the beautiful dashboards you see, but the stuff behind it to integrate that seamlessly into your already existing applications. And at this point, I'm going to pass it off to Gigi to talk about our data devs who use this platform.
Thank you, Keisha. So now we have the introduction. We know what the developer platform looks like. Who are the developers that are using this platform? Who are the data dev? Are you a data dev? Who knows? Our audience is really broad. We have first the dashboard creator, power users. This person is creating dashboards in the day-to-day jobs, building insight, creating insights. And they want to push Tableau to more with the Tableau dashboards. Then they're going to start using the Tableau Developer Platform, our APIs, to do more with Tableau dashboards. Then we have the Tableau Server admin. Tucker mentioned it. We have Tableau Server allowing you to share visualization, discover, and govern. The Tableau Server admins wants to automate tasks on Tableau Server. He wants to integrate Tableau with third-party tool and create custom workflow, integrating Tableau in these custom workflows. Then we have a Tableau partner. The Tableau partner is offering services around Tableau, or he has tools that he wants to integrate with Tableau. Then is using our APIs and tools to integrate the services or tools with Tableau. Then we have a developer. The developer is inside the organizations. He wants to customize Tableau and tune Tableau to fit his organization or their organization's needs. So we have a broad audience of people using our APIs or developer tools. What do they have in common? They are data dev for sure, but they also have T-Rexes in common. So we have a mascot, Flex the T-Rex. It's coming from one of our APIs that Keisha mentioned, Extension API. When you start using Extension API, you have to use a T-Rex file. T is for Tableau, EX for extension, and R to make it T-Rex. So that's all our developers, data devs, at Tableau Conference Europe wearing a T-Rex onesie. We have a bunch of passionate developers working on the developer platform. What else do they have in common? They have the Tableau Developer Program. The Tableau Developer Program is a safe space to innovate and learn. You have a bunch of benefits when joining the developer program. First, you get a free development site, a free site on Tableau online to try and learn about our APIs. Then, as this site is set with the last pre-release version of Tableau, is allowing you to try new endpoint or new API that hasn't been released yet. This data devs have a connection with the engineering team, a direct connection through forums, Slack channels, or different events that we are running during the year. One of the events is the monthly sprint demos. Every month, we have members of the engineering team demoing what they have been working on, what's coming next on the developer platform. It's also the occasion for the team, for members of the developer program, to ask questions live. It's only for developer program members. And we saw from the previous slide, the program is more than just a program. It's a community of passionate developers that are here to share use cases, help each other to bump up on our different APIs. And of course, when you join the developer program, you have to wake up the T-Rex that is in you. You're going to see T-Rexes a lot, like goodies and on our different slides. But we like to show to our community what's coming next. What are we working on? And we thought of this webinar would be a good occasion to show you what's coming with the integration of Tableau and Salesforce. You are the first one to see what we have been working on. We are going to, it's the first time we talk about the Tableau Viz Lighting Web Component, the LWC. It's a quick way to embed Tableau Power into Salesforce. It's currently in alpha for pre-selected customers, But if you want to try it on, join the Tableau Developer Program to be the first one to know when we release the beta. The beta is going to be only for members of the developer program. It's going to be awesome open source as well for developers to customize it to fit their organization's needs. Let's jump to a quick demo. I have my Tableau dashboards. I can visualize all my different opportunities. I can see how my sales are doing, how many opportunities I win against lost. And I want to have these dashboards inside Tableau. I want to be able to have this insight inside Salesforce. So I'm going to get the link of these dashboards, and I'm going to jump to Salesforce directly. I'm here on the account page in Salesforce. I have a bunch of information, but I want to add the power of Tableau inside of my Salesforce page. So I'm going to add Tableau dashboards inside my page. Editing the page. Here is my account record page. And I'm going to look for my LWC, Tableau visualizations. I can easily add it to my dashboards, to my Salesforce slide page. And I already have a dashboard loading here. That's a dashboard from Tableau Public. If you haven't heard of Tableau Public, it's our YouTube of visualizations. But that's public data. I want my data, my insight with my accounts. So I'm going to edit the page, the URL, and now I can see my dashboards running with my insights. I can personalize it, fit to my organization, change the height if I want to. But here I have all my opportunities for all my accounts. What if I want to get the insight only for the account I'm on? So here I can see I'm on Burlington Textile, and I want to filter down for only this account. I can as well. I will filter this visualization. So now I'm ready to use this dashboard inside of Salesforce. I'm ready to make decisions, data-driven decisions. And I can interact with the dashboards and have the full power of Tableau. Inside, I can see my geolocalization data. I can filter down the data if I wish to. And I have the tooltips as well, helping me to really make these data-driven decisions. So if you're interested in joining the beta, join the developer program. If you have one thing to remember from these presentations, is join the developer program. It's developer.tableau.com. Really easy to remember, and I hope I will see you soon in one of our events or in the developer program. You already had the demo. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, Christy, do you have any question for us?
Oh, Gigi, thank you so much. Yes, we do have some really exciting questions. So first, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for letting us know if you were having some audio problems, and we do apologize for that. But of course, the session is recorded, and so you'll be able to watch it again at your convenience. So let me find our first fantastic question for you, Gigi. Actually,
hey, Christy, while you're pulling up the question, I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who shared in the chat earlier. I just want to give some shout outs here. We've got people joining us from all over the world. I'm totally blown away by this. I mean, we've got folks calling in from India, Paris, UK, Ukraine, Japan. Yokoso onegaishimasu. We've got people calling in from the DR, the Dominican Republic, Italy. We've got people from all over the US, South Carolina, Ohio, New York City, and on and on and on. So this is really cool global audience. Thank you so much for joining us. This is really, really fun.
Oh, thanks, Ben. Exactly. We are all so appreciative of all of your time, for everybody being here with us today. So thanks so much. I'm going to start my first question with Tucker. So Tucker, if you could unmute yourself, here's your question. One of our questions is, I'm interested in having my company take a look at Tableau. Who should I contact?
That's a great question. So if you head to tableau.com, down at the very bottom of our page, there's a contact us button where you can get in touch with your local sales rep who will help you step through the process of heading through a trial of Tableau, making sure it's the best fit and getting hands-on with the product but before purchasing. And also, I'm pretty sure if you download a trial of it and type in your email address, that someone from our sales team will reach out to you there as well. So 2 good ways to get in touch with our sales team. But if you're also interested in just heading to the website and buying a license for yourself, you can also do it just through our web store too. So a bunch of options for you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Tucker. That's great. I really love this question. This is one of my favorite questions because I love community so much. So Keisha, can you tell us how a person can go about joining a user group?
Oh, absolutely. We have a full and thriving community of Tableau user groups all around the world for different cities and different interests. And if you go to usergroups.tableau.com, you'll be able to see all the different cool things that are happening in our community and also find a local user group that you can join yourselves.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Gigi, I have a question for you, which is where can a person find the component code for what you just showed on the screen?
Good question, thank you. So right now, the Lightning Web component code is only available for alpha, so customers that have been pre-selected. But once we open the beta via the developer program, we are going to make it available on GitHub. So if you're interested in looking at the code, join the developer program, and we will send you an update when we open the beta for members of the developer program only.
Great, thank you so much, Gigi. I actually have another one for you, which is there any requirement to join the developer platform? I suppose the person's asking for, sort of certifications or specific skills.
No, so the developer program is everyone can join it. We are welcoming everyone if you are new to coding, new to Tableau APIs, or if you are already a developer and you already know our APIs, you are more than welcome. We have resources for everyone. And it's free to join, of course.
Great, thanks for that qualification. Okay, wonderful. So now I've got a really interesting one. Ben, I think this is for you. What is the interest to use Tableau and integrate it into Salesforce if I'm already using Einstein Analytics?
Yeah, sure. So if you're already using Einstein Analytics and that's working for you today, we would encourage you to continue to use it. So Einstein, as you probably know, is totally tuned for your CRM data and your data within the Salesforce platform. Now, Tableau becomes interesting to you when you have a need for more of what we would call a horizontal BI tool. So you could think of Einstein Analytics as very, very top to bottom vertically integrated with Salesforce. Tableau, on the other hand, is going to enable you to connect to a much more broader set of data sources, and it's going to enable you to do analytics on non-CRM, non-Salesforce data. So we expect that we will have customers who will continue to, do all of their BI in Einstein Analytics, and that will be great, and that'll be sufficient. We also think we'll have customers who will continue to use Tableau who aren't Salesforce customers, and they'll stay in Tableau. But we do expect that lots of our customers will start to use both of them, and especially with what Gigi showed today with the Lightning Web component, where you can bring all of your Tableau analytics into Salesforce and then integrate them like that. So hopefully that answers the question.
Thanks, Ben. Can I keep you on the line for just one more minute? Because I think this question goes to the one that you've just answered, actually. So the next question is, what platforms can I use to connect with you?
Well, I'm not sure. I can interpret that question a couple different ways. If you're talking communications platforms, I would say use the social channels link that we showed towards the beginning of the deck. So you can connect with us on Twitter. You can connect with us through the developer program, like Gigi talked about. In the developer program, we've got a developer forum. We've got a Slack workspace that's just for the developer program. So those would all be communications channels that you could use to engage with us. If it's platforms, as in, hey, I use software platforms, how do I use what I use today with Tableau? I would say it really depends on what you're trying to do. So for example, that slide that Keisha walked through where she was talking about all of our APIs that are used for automation. Well, most of those APIs would be RESTful APIs, which you can pretty much use with any programming language or platform. We also have a GraphQL style API for our data catalog. Again, that's going to work with probably most platforms out there that you're going to want to work with. So our embedding API, that's going to be using JavaScript and web technologies. But again, if you're a web developer and you're using, plain old JavaScript or jQuery or Bootstrap, or if you're more of a Vue.js or a React person, you can use all of those with our JavaScript APIs. So again, I'm not sure exactly where that question was coming from. If I answered it, great. If not, maybe you could post again and we can dig into that a little bit more.
Thanks, Ben. I think that was very thorough. Hey, Keisha, can I ask you this question? Can you tell me more about some of the dashboards put together by your community? And then the question goes further to say, how do I share one?
Oh, great question. So I think we mentioned it earlier, but you should definitely check out Tableau Public. So the URL is just public.tableau.com. And as Gigi mentioned, that's kind of like our YouTube of dashboard visualizations. It is a great place to find inspiration for things that you can build. It's also where people share their Tableau dashboards publicly. And not only do they do that for business reasons, we've got a lot of nonprofits that share data or journalists that share data, but we also have an awesome community that just tries to make awesome things and share that with others. So I would definitely check out Tableau Public. Again, it's public.tableau.com. And also, I don't think we mentioned this on our products page, but we do offer a Tableau desktop product similarly named Tableau Public that you can actually use for free. So if you're looking at public data, maybe you want to just do some cool visualizations, you can get that for free. And even actually, now that I remember, do that authoring right there in the browser as well. So if you want to share your dashboards with the public, go ahead and head on over to public.tableau.com. It's a great place to check out.
Amazing. That was great. Thank you so much. Gigi, can you tell me how to pass the filter attributes to the URL? And that's a very specific question, so I hope that you are ready to go with that one.
Yes, so when you build the visualization, so right now the demo I did was you didn't have to pass the information, it was already coded for you. That's the first version. So you don't have to do any personalizations, it's already set for you in the code. We are working on the second version where you can personalize the filters based on what you want to filter on. So that's not shown in this demo, but we are working on a way that you can pass your own parameter using a text box. So right now it's just a checkbox and we do it in the background for you in the code. I hope it's answering your question.
Hey, it sounds great to me. So, hey, Keisha, can I ask you a couple of questions about extensions? So there's a few here. I was wondering, or this person was wondering, it's quite interesting. I want to update my data source automatically. Is there any extension that you can share the link for that? And then further, I want to develop my skills in extension development. Do you have any tips?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So let me start with the updating your data source automatically. This is actually something we have built into the product, so no extension needed there. With Tableau Desktop, when you connect to data, you have two options. You can connect live, which means every time you're dragging and dropping, filtering, we're going to query the database directly, and you're going to get that live data. The other option is to take an extract. Perhaps you don't want to stress your database with all of these analytical queries, and that you can refresh automatically as well. So there's no need to build an extension for that. It's already built into the product. But for the second question, speaking of if you want to build an extension, you definitely should check out our GitHub page. So if you take a look, honestly, just do a quick search for Tableau GitHub extensions, and you can find our repository. And there you'll find the getting started documentation as well as a tutorial to get you started. There's some sample extensions from simple to fully built. And we also have some mini projects. So the mini projects walk you through step by step creating your very first extension. So if you just take a quick Google search, Tableau, GitHub, our extensions API repo, you can find all of that information there. Maybe we'll link it to you in the chat too.
Awesome,
Hey, Keisha, you
Keisha.
should tell them about tell them about that Twitch stream that you did too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if you sign up for our developer program, you'll get notified about some awesome things we do. For example, this last month or so, I did a live stream coding session where I built an extension that allows you to comment on data in the dashboard and write that comment back to a database. You can get live updates on things that are happening on the dashboard. So if you're interested in that and knowing about what new cool things we're talking about, again, sign up for that developer program at developer.tableau.com.
Well, I just
Here.
want to add to that. So I think Keisha, you're being a little bit modest. That Twitch stream that she's talking about, she actually went from nothing to a full running extension in a little over an hour, and she showed how to build that extension from the ground up all the way through. It was really cool, and so I think anyone who is brand new to extensions development, if you're one of those people who likes to learn by watching a true master, I would definitely check that out because it was really cool just to see, her explain how all the pieces come together and then have it working at the end. So check it out.
That is quite a glowing reference you've gotten there, Keisha. So you've really made a fan out of your own boss. Well done. So listen, guys, I want to know, is there any, or a person wants to know, thank you, person. A person wants to know, do we have any Tableau modules on Trailhead? Because people are really interested in learning more about this.
Is that one for me?
Sure, you take it, Ben. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so the answer is not yet. So we are definitely talking to the Trailhead team, and we're exploring. We're getting up to speed on how that all works. But we do want to have some Tableau developer facing content on Trailhead at some point. Just nothing at this point.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. Here's a really interesting one. I think this might go back to Keisha, actually. Keisha, is Tableau reporting available within the Salesforce mobile app?
I'm not quite sure. I don't think we've explored that yet, but I do know that we have a mobile app bootstrap that helps developers get started with mobile app embedding of Tableau. So off the top of my head, I don't see why not, but we haven't explored it yet, unless someone else has already looked into this, if they have any additional details, but I can't see why not in the future.
Okay. Well, so I wanted to know a little bit about, we've had a couple of questions about specific language and components. So do we need to know Lightning Web Components for the Tableau Developer course? Or, what basic language or technologies do we need to get started with Tableau Developer?
I would say it depends on what you're doing. Now, of course, for each different area of our developer platform, there's a bunch of different technologies that you can use to work with them. We mentioned before that a lot of our APIs are REST-based, so anything that you can use to communicate that way, over HTTP, if you want to use Python, Java, etc., that will work with those types of RESTful APIs. Our extensions and our embedding APIs are through JavaScript. It's probably one of our more popular ones, as well as our data connectivity also touches on JavaScript as well. So I would say start around those. I'd say JavaScript, Python are probably the top two popular across all of our APIs. What do you guys think? Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Cool. Perfect.
Agreement here as
Perfect.
well?
That was a succinct answer. Yes, I think you must have covered it. So I have a couple of questions about cost, and I think this might be for Gigi and Tucker, so I'll let you guys decide which to answer which. So the first question is the Tableau developer account free, or do we need to pay to play with your APIs? And then my second costing question is, what's the licensing cost if we want to use Tableau in Salesforce? And maybe that's too big of a question, but maybe you could provide some sort of guidelines.
So I will take that. So if you want to join the developer program and start using our APIs and get your free development sites, so it's free, you don't have to pay.
Different content based on different user access rights in Salesforce. And of course, this is such a huge, powerful piece of Salesforce. You can go down to permissions on field level. So can the same be true of data from Tableau?
So for this first release, we are going to recommend users to use SAML as a certification. For this particular demo, I use Salesforce as an IDP on Tableau Online. Talking about security, you have to handle the security on the Tableau side. All the security about who can see what, you will have to set it up on the Tableau side when you connect to the data itself.
And I'll just add to that the second part of that question about sort of what we would call RLS, or row level security. I think that's kind of what you were talking about there, Christy, with the sort of field level security in Salesforce. We are actively working in the Tableau product organization with folks in Salesforce to figure out, what is the right answer there from an integration perspective. So as Gigi said, there are ways you can have that security. It's just going to require a little bit more setup for you as the developer ahead of time. But the RLS investments and investigations that we're doing should make that easier over time.
Thank you, Ben. I will take over for a moment while we wait for Christy to come back.
Oh, here I am. Sorry.
Okay, great.
Apologies, Heather. Sorry. That was a mute issue on the part of your favorite host, Christy. Sorry, everybody. So Keisha, I have a new question for you. Is there any difference in the extract data source refreshes after it's embedded into Salesforce? Can the refreshes be synced if the time zone of Salesforce org and the Tableau server varies?
Ooh, great question. So no, there's no difference in the extract data refreshes, because that dashboard that Gigi showed you being embedded in Salesforce, that is a direct link to the same dashboard on Tableau server. So if data gets refreshed on Tableau server, you're instantly going to see that updated in Salesforce. Technically, that will be based off of the time zone for Tableau server, but your refreshes can be as frequent as every 15 minutes if that's what you need. So it shouldn't play too much of a hindrance for hindrance. Is that even a word? In hindrance? It shouldn't hinder your capabilities of getting that fresh data on Tableau server or in Salesforce. And again, you can still offer a live connection. Just kind of depends on your particular environment and your use case.
Okay, fantastic. So this is a really interesting question. I think you guys have already answered it, but I just want to go over it one more time because I really want to make sure that people walk away from this with something really great to take. So as a Salesforce developer, where can I go to begin learning Tableau?
First, you need to join the developer program. That's the first step. Of course. So developer.tableau.com. And if you are interested in more resources, we have a YouTube channel. We share all the different links at the beginning of our social channels. So we have a lot of tutorials on YouTube's. And I think we forgot to mention it at the beginning, but we have Tableau e-learning is free for the next 90 days, I think. I'm not sure about the day, 30 days, I think. You can get the free Tableau e-learning for the next 30 days, and you can get badges from Tableau developers to admin, and is free for the 30 days. So I really invite you to also join and get started with the Tableau e-learning.
That is super helpful. And Heather's going to put that in the chat for us. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the e-learning, as Gigi just called out, that's the place I would recommend any of you to go who are like, I can't even spell Tableau, and I just want to understand, like, how do I get started making dashboards, or how do I get started using Tableau visualizations? The e-learning that Gigi just mentioned is really geared toward what we would say is that sort of end user, or in our parlance, that creator role, people who are creating visualizations and pulling insights out of data. So if you want to get that type of learning, go the e-learning route. But then, as she said, for the developer API types of things, that's where the developer program is going to be your best bet.
And that's awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks to all of you for bringing that up, because it's really, there's clearly a lot of interest in people wanting to get their hands on this technology. So that's fantastic. So I just wanted to know, Ben, can you answer this one? Do we need to install Tableau into Salesforce.com? Is there any managed package for the same? Obviously, managed packages are how we install things onto the platform. So how does that work?
The question is how installing Tableau as a component?
Yes.
Or as a package?
Yes.
Yeah, not today. That's something that we are, now that we're part of Salesforce, we are looking at how do we bring everything closer together and make it, more seamless for all of our customers to manage. But today, if you wanted to use Tableau, as Tucker kind of talked about in that earlier slide, it would kind of depend on what worked best for you. So if you're all in and your organization's all in on sort of a SaaS or software as a service-based solution, then I would steer you towards Tableau Online. So with Tableau Online, it's always updated. There's nothing for you to manage, right? It's just Tableau running in the cloud, if you will. And Tableau Online allows you to create dashboards through a web browser. It enables you to share dashboards and visualizations with people in your organization. So Tableau Online would be sort of that, SaaS environment. If your organization has some what I would call data gravity concerns, maybe you have to keep all of your data in-house or on premises or in some environment, or if you just want to have more control, then you could use what we call Tableau Server. And Tableau Server is our on-prem version of Tableau Online. And you can run that on Linux or Windows. You can also run that in a public cloud environment, like say Amazon on EC2 machines or on Azure, if that's appealing to you. And then the other product to be aware of, again, would be Tableau Desktop, which is sort of our premier creator environment, right? So that's a on-premises version. It runs on either Mac OS or Windows, And that's where, if you're all in on creating the most powerful visualizations, that's what you would use Tableau Desktop for. And then Tableau Prep was our data preparation tool that Tucker mentioned, and that's also a Windows or a Mac application.
Wow, Ben, that was an incredible answer, especially considering that I was going to ask you on behalf of one of our attendees what the difference is between Tableau Server and Desktop. So thank you so much for jumping over so I didn't have to ask that question. That was really useful. Okay, so everybody, we're coming to the end. So we're going to ask this one last question. This is a really great one, and I'm really excited to ask it. And it's either for Gigi or for Ben. So I'll let you guys decide which one of you wants to answer, okay? So I'm going to say the whole thing because I think it's such a great question. I've worked closely on Tableau extensively for the last few years, and I've recently moved to Salesforce. But how does the AD-driven data security fit into Salesforce? Do we need to set it explicitly through profiles?
That's one of those questions where I know what all those words mean, but I know I don't know the answer to that. We are now deep into Salesforce permission land, which I'm not up to speed fully on yet. Gigi, do you happen to know how Active Directory would work?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, I
We
had one quick
yeah.
thought maybe. So if
Yeah.
this is relating to, data level security, row level security, and you have Salesforce and Tableau both in sync with your Active Directory deployment, the way that you're going to be able to filter the results of a given dashboard to specific users, make sure that those rows of data are the only ones that user should be able to see, even when embedded into a Salesforce environment. It's going to be really straightforward, and it ties back to what Ben mentioned moments ago around row level security and our ability to build these smart data sources that know who's querying, again, even through an embedding scenario, because it's still hitting Tableau Server, it's still hitting Tableau Online, and it knows who you are. And, when you have the right rules in place and the right entitlements kind of put together, pretty straightforward and easy to create those types of row level security. So hopefully that addresses at least part of what the question was. But I think I feel a bit on the same page as Ben and Gigi that we're getting really into the weeds here, and we would be happy to follow up if you want some more clarity around it.
Yeah,
That's
thanks,
brilliant.
Tucker. And I was going to suggest following up, because the Active Directory use case that was brought up there could be actually interesting for us to consider as part of the Lightning Web component that Gigi's driving. As she mentioned, it has SAML as SAML authentication today, but that AD auth might be something for us to kind of pull in through the beta or potentially even the alpha. So I don't know if we can follow up with that person directly, but I think we should do that.
That's fantastic. And of course, you can always put out some more additional information on your Twitter handle, for example. So make sure everybody is following your Twitter handle. So I think if we go to the next slide, Gigi, I think we have the, thank you. I think we have some final information for everybody. So first of all, guys, this has been such an amazing event and activity. I have been so excited to bring this to you and to be a part of this. What Tableau does is absolutely fantastic. And, it is seriously impressive what this data can do. And this team is clearly a winning team. So we're so excited to have them as part of our family. So I just wanted to say that, we have this survey, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. We have the survey that's going to pop up onto your screen as soon as we're done here today and we leave the GoToWebinar. And we would love to have your take. We would love to have your insights. Please share with us how you felt that this event went, because it helps us build other events that are really great and impactful and really mean something to you as well as to us. So please do answer the questions. We really need that data so that we can make sure to continue improving. And don't forget that, of course, as Heather has reminded us here in the chat, that you can connect with the team on Twitter, at Tableau, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and of course the individual Twitter handles as well. You can always find me on Twitter. I'm CFedura UK. And I think that if we go, I think we have one more slide, don't we, Gigi? which is a big thank you. It's a huge thank you from all of us for joining us. And, we really hope that you've enjoyed the session. So thank you, Ben, team, Keisha, Tucker, Gigi, everybody. You guys have all been amazing. Thank you so much for your participation and your positivity. And we look forward to doing more work together. So everybody keep working hard.
Great, will do. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right,
Our
everybody.
pleasure.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
for
for
hosting
joining
us.
us. Thank you.
Okay.
Anytime. All right, we're going to go ahead and end the webinar now. So thank you all very much for coming, and we hope to see you at a future Salesforce Developers event again soon. Bye-bye.
Are we on?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, so it looks like Tucker and Keisha got kicked off. Do you want them?
No?
I thought we were going to regroup after.
Do you guys not hear me?
We're still on recording.
Hey,
Oh,